Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday evening episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Now, I did just try to record this episode, but unfortunately my tablet ran out of space, so here we are again, recording it once again. So, today we're going to be taking a look at Stay Puft Marshmallow Porter, which I reviewed the marshmallow and espresso version of this drink from Tiny Rebel before, and my feelings on that were a bit mixed because I felt like the texture of it was smooth, but the flavour, while enjoyable, was also a bit heavy and sort of kind of knocked you on your backside a bit. So I was quite interested to see this when my brother sent me a 9-pack box of craft beers for Christmas, and I've got to say, I really like the design of the can. It's kind of like a sort of a lighter, more cartoonishy version of like the city skyline at the end of Ghostbusters when they fight the giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And I really like the, as always, nice and punky design of the Tiny Rebel logo and writing there. So I've got to say, 10 out of 10 for the art on the can. It's a good mixture of colours as well. It's very simple, small range of colours on the can, but they strike out and stand really well against each other, so I really like that. As for the smell, it's got this sort of like burnt marshmallowy smell, with this vanilla-y after smell, which I do quite like actually. And it says on the back the smell should be of sweet and toasted marshmallow, so I guess they've got that pretty much spot on. But I'm thinking there is this sort of like slight tinniness at the end of the smell, which I'm not a massive fan of, but generally still, it smells nice, and it doesn't like cloy in your nostrils or have any particularly harsh flavours therein. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for the smell. It does smell really damn good. But we'll have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water before we try this little sucker. And then on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what it tastes like. So, to everyone, have a great weekend, and cheers. Okay, it says on the back here the taste should be of s'mores, and I can kind of see what they got going there, because I don't taste as much of the cocoa as you usually would with a s'more, but I do taste that sort of slight burnt, sort of like roasted marshmallow flavour at the beginning, followed by like this really smooth vanilla-y aftertaste that sort of like seeps in and then sort of fizzles out at the end really smoothly and quite nicely. The texture is a little bit funny at the beginning because it kind of feels a bit messy and overly fizzy, but it does smoothen out towards the end, and generally speaking this is a pleasant drinking experience. You won't get too stuck on any part of it, and it's generally easy to go down. So I feel like even if the flavour and the texture hits you a bit strangely to begin with, you will start to find it more palatable the more you drink of it. I will say though, the more you drink, the more sips of it you drink in a row, the more that the vanilla kind of tends to overpower the marshmallow flavours a bit, which I do feel is a little bit disappointing, and there's also like this strange tangy undertone which I'm not a massive fan of, but it doesn't necessarily ruin the flavour, to be honest. It's like I said, it's still a really pleasant drinking experience. I feel like my main criticism would be just to smoothen out the texture at the beginning and to balance out the to balance out the vanilla and marshmallow flavours, so that they're more level, they're more 50-50 really. I feel like doing that would raise this to doing that and sorting out the sort of weird tang underneath and the sort of slightly odd texture at the beginning would probably raise this to a 9. But as it is, I still think it's worth rating an 8.25 out of 10. This is a very, very solid little porter. I think I definitely like it more than the espresso marshmallow version of Stay Puft, which, as some of my long-time viewers will know, I did review some months ago. So, I don't know. I feel a little bit conflicted on this one, but I feel generally it's better than the espresso marshmallow porter version. I don't know if it's quite... I'm not sure. It's probably on a similar level of enjoyment to the eggnog version of Stay Puft that I tried around Christmas. But I think generally this is probably the most well-rounded version of Stay Puft by Tiny Rebels so far. So yeah, I'd say go for this one. It's an 8.25 out of 10. It gets a solid recommendation, and I think it is a buy. It's definitely good enough for most beer drinkers to enjoy. I can imagine that people who are used to like more contemporary like lagers and stuff like that will probably not be too much into it, but then again, like, to each their own, I suppose. But yeah, generally I would say it's definitely worth a shot. So if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to all my social medias and other shenanigans in the video description down below. But until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, take a mask with you to the shops, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye-bye for now.